Good evening. Are we live? Yes, we are live. Welcome back to another motherfucking episode on the Topcast of Elephant in the Room. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is episode 4. And we back again with Negro, or aka Roll Two Times. The the Gangster Five, Gangster Low, and of course, your main man, comedian extraordinaire, Tone You a Fool, looking for a picnic basket. What's happening, fellas? Welcome back. I missed y'all. We've been going a little over a week. We were here last Sunday. Glad to be back on a Monday evening. I got my coffee, got my doobie, and let's shooby dooby do. What's going on? What's been going on with y'all this weekend? Uh,
Shit,
you
shit,
know,
fresh,
don't.
fresh from the bingo table, out there not looking for picnic baskets. I was looking for a boo boo. You feel me?
Oh shit! Did you find Gangsta Boo or what? I
We
used
gonna
to
find
crush
out
on
tonight.
Gangsta Boo, nigga. I used to crush on Gangsta Boo. I ain't even go front. It's just something about them shapely, dark skinned black girls. It just fucks me up. I want a black girl that's so black when we get in the room in the movie theater that I won't be able to see it unless she smile at me. Super black, coffee black. Yeah, man. I
You
think
say
that's
you want
part
a
of the reason
shadow?
why I ain't. Yeah, but yeah, man. I'm trying to tell you. Hey, black. If black people was the first people on this earth, the blacker you are, the closer to God you got to be. So that's just the way I look at it. But anyway, welcome back, fellas. I'm glad that you are able to make it back. It must mean that God God was watching over you, because in the Bible it say that God watches over fools and babies. So I'm right up there on the top of the list. Uh, I think we got a good show for you guys tonight. It's primarily centered around Black mental health. I know there are some other folks on YouTube who talk, speak about this particular subject. It's one that's near and dear to my heart, although I am not a licensed or credentialed mental health professional. Um, I have studied under one of our highly esteemed, not directly or personally, but in my own time and space, one of our most esteemed uh, mental health professionals, unfortunately passed away in 2016, Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. And thanks to her, I was able to come across some what I consider to be life-saving information, and also help, for me anyway, make a lot of sense out of the experience that I was having in my life. With that said, we're gonna move on to my main man Ro, who gonna take over the show for the first third. What's going on, Ro? What you got for us?
Oh man, a few things. This might be a little off topic of what y'all talking about with the you know, with the black culture and everything, but shit, man, I just be having experiences in life that I be going through and talking to people every day because that's a part of my job. I talk to hundreds of people a week, so I just be, just chiming in and listening, and then man, like people crazy. But so I'm doing my ride share thing or whatever, my free therapy session thing, you know what I'm saying? Because that's basically what it is. You picking people up, dropping people off. It's like a therapy session. They tell you everything. So I'm chopping it up with this girl or whatever, and this woman or whatever. And I guess she was recently divorced. She was a good looking woman too. She recently divorced. We just chopping up, and she was telling me how, she just got back out here dating and shit. And she was telling me about how she had like, what was this, Saturday night? Saturday night, she was like, on Sunday, I got a date with this guy at my job. And she was just like, but I'm not really, I'm not really attracted to him like that. Like, and I'm like, shit, hell, why the hell you going there? Like, you don't need to go. Like, and she was just telling me about how old boy just insisted. And I was just like, see, that'd be the problem. Like, like the woman will give you the signs, but a lot of dudes don't mind as long as the girl look good. They don't mind, being used. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't. Yeah, they don't mind that shit, man. Like as long like that's the problem. That can go for men and women. As long as somebody like look good on the arm, for example, like if a chick is bad, like and all your homies think she bad, like a lot of the times these dudes will continue to deal with her even though she got like a bad attitude just because she makes him look good around the fellas or when they go out or take pictures and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these that's the whole point. A lot of these dudes just be getting used and they don't mind. And I don't think it's ever gonna stop. Like what y'all think about that?
Some of them want to be used by you. I don't know if you ever heard that song before, but people are interesting. We are very, very complex. And this is a tidbit of game that I picked up along the way on my life's journey. And that is really, to be perfectly honest, truth be told, men and women both have that same level of desperation, one for the other, for
Mm-hmm.
whatever reason. But here's the difference. Because women are masters of deception, they can hide it better. So this is part of the reason why you hear women with this loud chant, that drowns men's voices out for the most part, or at least that's what we think. That's the perception of I don't need a man. That's in a way and on a level that's women trying to cover up for their feelings of inadequacy. And men, we have that same dynamic as far as our feelings and emotions go, because like you pointed out in your example, the woman would clearly express that she really wasn't interested in the guy, although she accepted the date. Now, part of the reason why she accepted the date is because bitches need some excitement in their life. They get bored quickly. So
Mm-hmm.
they'd rather say yes, or they have something to do, as opposed to saying no, because actually getting up and going out and doing all that shit is stimulating for them. You understand what I'm saying? But that guy that you was describing is an example of what's wrong with the entire situation between men and women. And that is a lot of guys, and I talked about this before, the Madonna whore complex. A lot of guys are really to some degrees looking for their mother in a woman. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these motherfuckers couldn't make it by their goddamn self, just like a lot of these women can't make it by themselves. And we meant to be together, but it's the art of being a man and understanding your masculinity is under attack, incidentally, by the system of white supremacy, at least in regards to black males, because we are the targets of it. And this is why you see a lot of this phenomena that you see. These young boys, they are, oh, what's the fucking word? I can't even think of the word. I can't think of the word right now. But it's relative to being a hermaphrodite. This is like sexually ambiguous. They don't know if they look like guys, but they act like girls. Some of them even go as
Flamboyant.
far as to dressing like a girl. Then you got some that go even further to trying to turn into a girl. Because in
I
this
think the word
particular
you're looking
society,
for is
it,
flamboyant.
no, no, not flat. That's not the word. Because in this society, the way that the dynamics are set up in this society against us, you know, it's too hard being a man. Just like it's too difficult to stand up and be like a Martin Luther King or Malcolm X, because the punishment that comes with that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these motherfuckers ain't willing to die. You understand what I'm saying? If they had to liberate themselves. So You know, like I said before, man, if you got problems in your life with women, you have problems in probably every other area in your life in that very same, vein. So if you have problems, for example, if you have problems talking to women, in all likelihood, you have problems just talking to people generally, because women they just people with titties and a pussy. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. And that just shows, like, man, like, fellas, y'all got to be careful out there because, they will still go on a date with you not having interest. That's what I had when they not really interested like that. Because that's what I had to explain to her. I'm like, she was like, "Oh, I don't want to be mean." I'm like, you being actually more mean if you just gonna like lead him on and act like you like him and pretend like just cut his throat. Like, not literally for YouTube, not
Yeah, but
literally,
like
but you know what I
go
mean.
straight
Just
up.
just put a bullet in his head, not literally. You know what I'm trying to say?
You
Just
shout
take him
I
out
out.
so
mean,
he
if
don't
if
get.
it get to that point,
No, hey, hey,
Nah,
that's
hey,
him,
hey,
not me.
hey, now, come
YouTube,
hey,
on now.
FBI,
hey,
that's him,
Yeah,
not me.
but
I'm
but
just
but
saying.
defend
you
your
you gotta
ma'am, defend
if you
yourself
understand
at all
if you
times.
under, if you understand women, man, you know what I'm saying. And I'm not saying that I'm an expert, because really the only experts on women are women. You know what I'm saying? They really the only experts on what women are really like, because it's a lot of shit
I
that
disagree.
it's a lot of shit about women that is very secret that guys are not privy to. You know what I'm saying? Like, most guys don't know. Yeah, you married her ass last week, motherfucker, but she was sucking some stripper they got at the fucking at the bachelorette party. You know what I'm saying?
Why
And
wouldn't
like I
you? How
said,
would you know?
like I said on in the post on my Instagram, these guys think that their girlfriend and their wives are somehow different than every other female. No, I mean, she may not be out there fucking everybody, but she certainly has the capacity to do so. Trust me. And if you gave her permission, if you gave her your blessing, trust me, she'd be out there fucking the motherfuckers that she was attracted to if she knew that it wasn't going to be no problem. But I get what you're saying, bro. I mean, I personally, I don't even invite chicks out on dates. Like, if like the last time, like like my ex girlfriend and I haven't me and her, we haven't gone out in a long time, probably since like 2017 on my money. You know what I'm saying? But she could tell you she usually taking me out. You understand what I'm saying? That's not to say that I don't take her out, but when I do take her out, the shit that I do, it's the equivalent of what she's already done. You understand what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I don't go on dates with chicks that I'm not feeling. And the last time I met up with a chick, we met at a Starbucks, and shit, it didn't take more than about 15, 20 minutes to for me to, what I'm saying, come to the conclusion, this not get ready to happen. I'm not feeling her, and I'm getting the vibe that she not feeling me. So I don't even waste my time after that. You know what I'm saying? If she speak to me, I speak to her. I'd be cordial and all. But like, nah, I'm not getting ready to be blowing up your motherfucking for what? You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
I think
So
Where
what?
the real problem is that a
a
lot of
lot
people
of
don't know what
dudes
it's
is
like to.
lonely, man. I really think that a lot of dudes, they just fucking lonely. They don't know how to be by themselves, and it causes a lot of problems. Good evening, Miss Misha Mac, Canada Wet.
So what you think about it, Tone? Like, what you think about the situation?
I think a lot of dudes don't know what it's like to be like liked. Like they don't understand. So like they think that they gotta get a girl to like them, and she don't just like you naturally. So like with that same guy, he thinks that okay, what do I gotta do to get her to like me? I need to take her out so we can spend time together. But he didn't even establish if she liked him enough to even want to go out. Like if you had to ask her multiple times, 9 times out of 10, bro, you're doing too much. So
Bing
now she feels
bong.
pressure to go, and now she feels pressure to go because you keep asking, and she like maybe I'm just because he's not attractive. I mean, he got this. She started thinking of reasons why she like you outside of what you think she gonna like you. So she's like,
Yep,
well, you
that's
do got
exactly
really
what she
good.
was
He does
telling
have a
me.
nice personality. Yeah, bro, I used to do Uber and Lyft too, so I had these type of conversations. Like, I asked strippers like stuff, I asked hookers stuff, like all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, because I
Oh
just be
yeah.
wanting to know. People in them situations don't, especially women, don't mind talking about what the fuck ever because they're like, I'm never gonna see this person again.
Right,
So
Pretty
right,
you know what I
much.
right.
mean? So
But here's the biggest thing. All of these dudes, dating coach wise, game and player and pickup artists, all of these dudes will unanimously agree that women follow the lead of the man. Right? You heard that before?
Right, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
So you can't really blame the woman in the example that you gave, Ro, for going out with the dude. You understand what I'm saying? Because she's just following his lead. So that tells me, just based off of what you told me, what you described in the situation, that I already then come to the conclusion he's not a good leader. He
Not at
doesn't
all.
really have the ability to raise these bitches. 'Cause you see, I raised a lot of bitches in my life. You understand what I'm saying? So you know,
a leader
oh,
would know
oh,
what player
Miss
to want to actually play for their team.
Miss Misha, that's why I'm here. So I can disseminate the shit that these niggas don't want to hear. Cause they need to hear it. It's going to hit the right eardrums and rattle some brain cells. And a couple of these motherfuckers may do better. But I've done my job. You understand what I'm saying? Which is to look out for other men and give them the truth. Because a lot of these motherfuckers, some of these older dudes up here, that's my age and older, is up here misleading these motherfuckers. And I don't know if they doing it intentionally or out of ignorance, but they doing it. And it's real easy. It's easy for me to see. You understand what I'm saying? So, if I can see it, I'm pretty sure other people can see it too. But unfortunately, our voices are not loud enough, and we're not popular. So who are we to be listened to?
Hey, a
Well,
point you had
I
earlier when
appreciate
you
it.
said you don't take a girl out that you don't like. You typically like
Hell
her because you
no.
realize she like you. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, well, like before you even be like, let's do that. You be like, you shoot your little shots her way and see how she responds. If she don't respond like she like you, that should be a turn off. You know what I
Hey,
mean? That
I'm gonna give you another little tidbit again. I gotta give salute to the OG pimpin' Rosebud Bitter Dose because he actually articulated um how I operate with women. See, a lot of the things that I do with women, or from my experience, is a lot of the shit that these dudes on YouTube tell you. I just never bothered to try to articulate what the fuck I'm doing because I'm not trying to tell motherfuckers what to do. Unless you ask me. You understand what I'm saying? But damn, I lost my train of thought there for a second. What was you saying again, Tom?
shit. I was just saying, basically, dudes don't know what it's. Dudes don't recognize that you got to be like. You should feel like she likes you before you even take it that far. Like if you
Yeah.
feel like it's
Okay.
just a friendship, why
Boom.
are you even going that far with it?
Boom.
But
Boom.
if you throw your shots out there and you realize you're getting a similar energy back, she ain't gotta be like, oh, I want to fuck you right now. But like you get an energy back where okay, this person enjoys kicking it with me. Maybe they would enjoy kicking it with me out here, so we can be on a different vibe. Like if you're on like a work tip, for instance, like you're kicking it with this girl at work. If you
Hmm.
on, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So the point is, they don't
Yeah.
wait for the
I got you.
reciprocation. They just think that they gotta earn a certain amount of points to get her to like them. So he's like, "Hey, can I
I
take you
got
out
you.
on a
I
date?"
got
And to him, that's 30 points. So he got to get 100.
you. I got you.
You know what I mean?
I
So he's like,
remember
"Okay, you
what it
take her on
was.
a date."
Oh, okay. My bad. But I remember what it was that I was getting ready to say. Again, salute to the OG Rosebud, big dog and a pimper. But what he said is what I've always done when it comes to women, and that is like I like women a whole lot. Looking at them, talking to them, doing adult stuff with them and all kinds of shit. But I like women that like me. The rest of them, fuck them till they start liking me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But most of these guys, they don't have that mentality. You know what I'm saying? And they don't understand that they have to have that kind of a mentality. That's the way I keep telling these niggas, man. You gotta take some of the plays out of the women playbook because that's how they think of dudes. The guy that she into is the motherfucker she look up and bat her motherfucking eyes at, and the rest of you niggas, she will use you, but she ain't gonna fuck with you like she fuck with him. And if guys learn how to be like that with women, they have less problems.
Man, ever since I
But
adopted
niggas,
that, I ain't
niggas,
had no
niggas,
problems.
niggas,
For
niggas
real.
too picky though. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I see a girl that's like a junior BBW that's cute, you think I'm gonna tell that bitch no? I'm gonna see what the fuck she about first.
Right.
Cause
But
she
see,
might be a motherfucking diamond in the rough. You don't know.
but see, see,
This
see,
might be this might be the bitch that run up in the bank for you. You don't know.
you missing it. You missing it. See what happened is, what
These niggas,
happens is,
these niggas want these perfect looking bitches that they can't get. They really want hoes. Cause
look,
that's
look.
what these bitches is. They want these Instagram thotties hoes with these tight bodies and all these fucking dragon
You
tattoos and shit.
you
Niggas,
know,
niggas like hoes, dudes like hoes. They just scared to admit it. They just like
no,
these bitches.
it's deeper than that though. It's deeper than that though. Top, what it is that they worried about me, you, they homies, they friends. Like how is she gonna look to the homies? Like that's what they more worried about. Like a lot of these
Yeah,
dudes probably
just
be
like
having
some
these chicks. They
bitches.
don't even like these. A lot of these dudes that get these Instagram models, quote unquote, they don't even be liking them like that. It's just they make them look good when they take the pictures and when they go to the barbecue and they with the homies. They don't even be liking them like that. Meanwhile, they got the little ugly girl that they really, really like, low key, but they sneak her through the back door and be like, "Nah, I can't show the homies this one." That's what it's really about. So they rather be abused by the one that's gonna look good to the homies than deal with the one that's you know maybe facially challenged, facially challenged, and
Or
you
spatially
You
know,
shot,
challenged.
you
You can
shot
get
the, you
spatially.
shot the hell out saying niggas look like Jason Voorhees with the mask off out this bitch. Anyway, I certainly appreciate the sentiment, Miss Mac. I would like to say that I respect the fact that you show up to the channel and participate and lend a listening ear. It's always nice to have the ladies around. I know I could be quite vulgar, but I also know that ladies would rather you be yourself and them not like you than you to be fake to try to be like. Tidbits of game for you niggas. You gonna have to start dropping the motherfucking cash on the Cash App if you want to goddamn solve your problem, nigga. But you niggas don't want to solve your problems. You want to complain just like the goddamn bitches you complain about. Silly niggas. Tricks is for kids.
Bomb
Anyway.
drop, bomb drop, bomb drop.
This nigga is fuck, never mind. I ain't even gonna go there. I'm gonna let you live this time, so I ain't even gonna roast you. But
You know,
anyway,
I got
my nigga,
kickback, bro. Our show was like, let's go, let's
I
go,
know
let's
that's right.
go.
You probably got a box of kicks in your back pocket too, motherfucker.
Because you said something
Anyway,
about being
oh,
both a fool and a baby earlier. You ain't been a baby in a century. So you is a fool. You can fix that shit.
it's all good. It's all good. It's all good, young buck. Just make sure that you get there one day. You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, my man Cam Bash is in the building. This is my financial planner. He gives me all my advice. He takes care of all my tech. And yes, I am on my
Bottom
Dr.
line,
Nearly
first.
Iceberg Welsing for sure. I got to use that. I might use that one day. What? Maybe I need to make racism comical so motherfuckers be more accepting of the shit that I'll be saying to him. And thanks again, also to you, Cam, for helping a brother out. The word I was looking for earlier is androgynous. That is the word. You know, kind of like on some Prince shit. You a man, but you got frilly frilly shirts and pumps and pants with your ass out. You know, rest in peace. I love the brother. You know, I ain't mad at him. Just don't be looking at me funny, nigga. You understand what I'm saying? I punch you in your eye.
Pants in the 80s. Quit playing.
Nigga, I never had a pair of leather pants in my motherfucking life, not even for my motorcycle, because I'm rough, rugged, and raw, nigga. I dropped the motorcycle and walk that shit off, nigga, like ain't nothing happened.
And you can't walk it off with them fish tanks you used to have in your shoes, nigga.
I had to fit. Ask your mom about them motherfucking fish tanks,
Yeah,
nigga.
the fish
And
tanks
my
in your
goddamn
shoes.
my bead curtains with the motherfucking incense, nigga. Shit, your auntie walk up in that motherfucker with Marvin Gaye playing.
Nigga had an afro with the pig with the
Wax your
fish in
auntie
it.
ass, nigga.
With the taco meat showing and shit. The bird chest with the taco meat.
Shit, y'all motherfucker. What's your man name from Family Guy? Giggity, giggity, giggity. That's how I be with your auntie on the weekend, nigga. Kick that bitch out like, wow, get out. Anyway,
congratulations, you got herpes now too.
You almost had a heart attack.
This nigga just cursed at me. That's fucked up. You just gonna wish some shit like that on me, man. I wouldn't even wish that on my worst
Don't
enemy.
smash my auntie no more.
Is it New Year's already?
Anyway,
New Year's already.
moving along. It's been happening is for as long as I could remember. You know, as long as I've been listening to hip hop. I remember the first dude, the first hip hop icon or celebrity that I could remember hearing losing their life was DJ Scott LaRock. This was like back in the 80s. This was before you niggas was even born. But it seems like that is a trend, and a lot of us, especially because you guys are younger. Not you two specifically, but your age range and younger. They think that the killing of black celebrities, in particular, black hip hop celebrities, rappers, what have you, that is something new. It's not. It's been happening for as long as I can remember. I can't even keep up with the names. But here recently, this is part of the reason why I moved the fuck off the West Coast, because them niggas over there are crazy. And truth be told, a lot of them niggas, they are California natives now. But if you just look back a few generations to their grandparents and great grandparents, you'll find out that they came out of the South, places like Mississippi, Louisiana, you know what I'm saying? And they migrated out west, and St. Louis, places like that. And they took their niggertry with them. But I didn't even know who the hell this dude was. I never even heard of him. P&B Rock. You ever heard of this guy before? I think he was a Philly rapper. Or he was from Philly. And it just hurts my heart that another young black male lost his life unnecessarily, unjustly, and needlessly for nothing.
Well, shit, I'm from LA, and I grew up in that area right there, like 5 minutes away from where he got murked at, and that's the Roscoe's that nobody from LA goes to. You know what I'm saying? And if you do go, you in and out, you ain't wearing jewelry. That is the worst Roscoe's in LA. Like anybody will tell you, like, don't go to that one, and if you do, like, just be super low key. Because they be really lurking at that one. I mean, they could find you at anyone, but that one specifically, that is the worst Roscoe's to go to. Like, I don't see how anybody, like, and he ain't even got to be from LA. If you drive through there, you will be like, okay, this the hood.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It looks like the hood. Anybody that's from any hood across America, you know what the hood looks like. And that don't look like, oh man, this looks like a
any you could go. Hey, I've been all around this country, and I could tell you factually, You could go to any motherfucking state in this country, any city that got a Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, and the hood is going to be there every time. Because
Facts.
white folks
Facts.
be clowning. White folks be clowning like that. White folks will kill Martin Luther King Jr., right? They'll kill him. A white person will kill him. And then white folks will make a joke out of the shit and then name a street after him and then put that shit in the hood.
Crazy, bro. In Vegas, Martin Luther King Boulevard is like the dingiest, most dusty
I used to
field.
live in Vegas.
Same,
I used to live in
same thing when
Vegas.
I lived in Michigan.
Shit,
Same thing.
a couple miles right from the fucking police station where the feds train at is the goddamn hood. You go right downtown, right down the strip, right downtown Las Vegas. It's the hood. You go down there, you see all the junkies, all the homeless motherfuckers. You know, you see them in and out of the shelters and shit. And here go the fucked up part. It almost don't pay to be homeless, man, because them goddamn shelters, they operate like prisons, man. Your ass got to be up and the fuck out of there at a certain time. Like, where are you going? You homeless. You ain't got nothing to do.
Oh, shit. Even the King Parade, like in LA, the King Parade is a parade you don't go to. Like you can,
Yeah, and
they go
Michigan
just for
everywhere. You
the,
get
they
shot
just
up.
go just for the smoke. Every hood in LA go to the King Parade
Wow.
just to start trouble. They, ain't no one day unity. Like, all right, let's do it for King. You know what I'm saying? Bloods, Crips. You know what I'm saying? We gonna walk down the street and we gonna tie our flags together. Hell no, they go just for the smoke. Like ain't nobody going to no King Parade. Hell no.
Wow. That's all. That's
That's
all.
crazy.
That's not crazy. That's racist. Really. I've said it before, and I will say it until my dying breath. 99.9% of the problems that we have as black people stems from racism. And if white folks did not interfere in our lives and we had enough time to heal from the traumas of dealing with the shit that they put us through, I sincerely believe that we could solve our problems amongst each other in like a week because we really don't have problems with each other. And I would say that it's because most black people don't have an understanding of what racism is. And again, rest in peace to our great blacknificent grandsister, Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, who once famously said that black people in America and anywhere on the planet, because of racism, you don't qualify for mental health. And so that being the case, if that is true, then there's no wonder why you see us doing the things that we do. Now, does that mean that you don't have any agency? Does that mean that you can't consciously make another decision? No, it doesn't. As a matter of fact, that's what I advocate. So, for example, let's say I knew that Tone didn't like me and I didn't like Tone. Me personally, this is my own personal code. This code, how I go about doing things, is very effective. I would prefer that Tone come to me, man to man, tell me to my face, hey, look, man, I don't like you. Because I would respond to him by saying, okay, I don't have a problem with that. But here's what's got to happen. In the interest of both of us being able to stay alive and out of conflict, I'm going to stay the fuck over here and you stay the fuck over there. And you maintain that. But see, niggas don't have enough discipline to do that because niggas is too busy worrying about how much game they can pick up over the weekend to get a bitch who they think is a whore.
Or trying to show off. Yeah, man.
Who,
See,
who, who, who they listen to YouTubers tell them ain't no good.
yeah,
I don't
man.
get it. I don't get it.
So
I mean,
so
I get it, but I don't get it. You know. I gotta say that so it sounds good.
So like, what's because I mean, honestly, like you think I disagree, but I agree with most of what you be saying. But I'm just really at the point like, okay, like what's the solution? For example, I was at a bar the other day, and music playing, black dude. Just like he stumbled into the back of me, stepped on my shoe, all that. I ain't tripping. Like it's a bar. I don't really give. I know that's gonna happen. Like that's what I go. Like if it's a crowded place, it might happen. But he must have just like puffed up at me and just looked at me like I stepped on his shoe. I was like, then my instant thought like, damn niggas. Then I start surveying the thing. I'm like, all right, he with his homies. They all look like gang bangers, and he over here drinking. He faded on probably on his tough guy shit. I'm like, damn, bro, because honestly, I really only like going to places where my people is at. But it just be situations like that, like why you gotta act so like. I mean, we know why. Okay, I know why, but it just be heartbreaking. Like, damn, bro, like why y'all gotta act like this? Like you stepped on my shoe, you could just say, hey, my bad, G, my bad, bro. But he looked at me like, yeah, I did it. And what you gonna do, nigga? Like, god damn, bro, chill. I ain't even
That's why.
tripping off
That's
the
why you.
damn shoe.
That's,
Like, it's an
hey man.
accident.
That's why you got to be careful when you go out your door, man. Because to be perfectly honest, you ain't just dealing with white folks breathing down your back. You also dealing with other black people. You
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying? And that's an example of what you just pointed out. And I've been through situations like that before. You know what I'm saying? But I consider myself to be or to have the ability, or I know myself to have the ability to quote unquote be the bigger person.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the motherfucker could have stepped on my shoe intentionally with the intent of starting something. Or it could have been an honest mistake because after all, he is intoxicated. See,
Nah.
I process this shit really, really fast. And I come to conclusions really, really fast. Now I ain't I'm not a tough guy. I'm not a gangster, but
I ain't a killer,
I'm
but no
only going
pussy.
I'm only going to go so far before I let you know, hey, look, all right, enough is enough, man. But before I get to that part, you know what I'm saying? Again, it all comes down to what your code is. And again, a code is the same thing as having principles. How you
Yeah.
go about doing shit. And most motherfuckers go about doing shit on some bullshit, which is why they suffer. Now, me personally, bro, I don't go to bars specifically for the situation that you express because my life and my time is too valuable to let some nondescript, no name motherfucker snuff me out. You understand what I'm saying? And if I do get into situations where I'm going to be around intoxicants and other people, it's going to be around motherfuckers that I feel safe around.
Mm-hmm.
So that eliminates a motherfucker being able to step on my shoe that I don't know, who might shoot me up with his homeboys because I looked at him questioningly, with a question like, yo, you just stepped on my, you understand what I'm saying? And then I also understand how, you know, black males have this macho thing where a motherfucker can't step on your shoe and say, my bad. I could step on your shoe and say my bad. I might even bend down and wipe that motherfucker off. But most motherfuckers, they don't have that amount of masculinity. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah. See, and that's the
So
thing. Like,
I'm
I
I'm
don't
just,
really.
I'm just built different. After God made me, He broke the mold, and all these suckers was born. But I blame the bitches because they picked them goofy. No, I'm just
Yeah. I
playing.
mean,
Go ahead, bro.
it's women around, so of course, he gonna be on some tough guy shit. Probably no women around. He probably would have said my bad. But it's just like I don't get angry. Like I didn't want to fight the dude or nothing. I just be like
Mhm.
disappointed and like, man, like, damn, I really love my people, but goddamn, bruh. Like I don't want to have to go out. Like I like to go hear our music where we can wear what we want and like just do what we do, do our own culture
Mhm.
thing. But niggas be making it hard. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's because, and it's just my opinion, but my opinion is based off of my observation. So it's not like I'm just pulling it, out of a hat. But part of the problem with us black people is when we come together, we often do not come together to do constructive things. So, for example, if we really wanted to do for ourselves, we could. We just don't have the want to do so because it's hard work. You understand what I'm saying? You know what a paperclip is, right?
hmm
It's a very simple thing, right? But it
Yeah,
takes
I agree.
it takes a lot of work to produce that. A lot of thought and a lot of sweat into producing a fucking paperclip. And
I see what you're saying.
because we're not serious about serious shit is why we are in the position that we are in. You know? We don't understand that we are being incentivized to commit genocide against ourselves. And those of us who do understand it, we call quacks and crazy and pro black. It's just shit like that. As if that's a bad thing. You know what I mean?
so I got this question for
That's
Tone.
that's how slaves act. And that's how you should expect them to.
So
But go
so so
ahead.
what so what Tone doing in that situation? Somebody, you in the spot, somebody step on your shoe, and they look at you like pretty much saying, yeah, yeah, I did it, and nigga, what you gonna do, nigga? What, like,
Ah,
what you
Tone,
do? What you
somebody,
doing,
somebody,
Tone?
somebody gonna pull out the phone and yell, World Star Tone gonna knock the cheeseburgers out that
Yeah,
motherfucker.
I'm terrible. So like it depends because like to be honest with you, if I see that you're trying to start something and you got a bunch of other people in there, I'll let you hold that one today. But like if he
Mhm.
go as far as to say, yeah, I stepped on your shoes, bitch, now I feel disrespected. Now am I gonna stole off on him there? No, but I'm the petty type of person to be like, all right, I just follow this nigga to the crib today. I guess I'm not going home when I get out of here.
Yeah,
Okay, so this is where this person stay at. And then I go from there.
Damn.
yeah,
I'm not gonna say I'm
yeah.
running this shit. I'm not saying I just go from there.
Another thing about me too, and it's because of the understanding I have of the dynamics under which I exist. The system that basically dictates the moves I can and can't make. When I go out my house, I have to decide. Okay, when I go out today, am I ready to kill or die? Because I mean that's really the only choices you got. That's the situation that we're in when you go out the door. You don't know if it's going to be white people or other black people.
Yeah, that's facts, and that's why I looked at the situation. Like, like I saw him, like,
Because
cause I don't.
you might have to kill a motherfucker,
Yeah, cause
or
he
if you
might.
or
I
if you
might want
or
my
if you
friendly.
slacking, you might get killed.
Yeah, I might want my friendly fade, and he might just be feeling like that's what he want to do. Like, I might just like, man, let's just put him up, go in the alley, squabble up, shake hands, get out of there. He might actually really want to just take me out, and he faded, and he with all his homies. I'm like, I already know what you on. Like, you probably
Yeah,
gonna be doing too much.
niggas like to show off too. So especially in front of a crowd.
Mm-hmm. So
See,
I'm
I
like,
understand.
man,
See, I mean, these are life lessons that I picked up along my journey. And the one thing about me, and I don't be, well, I'm not right now anyway, but I'm not saying it to brag. It's just that it only take me one time to learn something. I don't keep repeating the same fucking mistakes over and over and over and over again. I'm not a goofball like that. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like when it come to roasting, I get goofy than a motherfucker. But you know, and unfortunately, there are some people like that. I believe, but most people are not like that. They don't learn, and you see there are examples of people like this. Motherfucking repeat offenders. Like, nigga, you just went to jail and did 10 years. You right back in jail 2 months later doing another 5? Nigga, you're insane. You got to be insane because only 2% of the population is in prison.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's just
But
like our
niggas have that we have a certain air of flamboyance about us. And you can see it in the way that niggas act. And it's universal. I
that's
ain't
our
seen a nigga from nowhere on the planet yet that ain't got that air of flamboyance about him. Myself included. Because I don't
yeah.
want niggas to think that
Elaborate.
I be accepting myself. You know how motherfuckers gotta be seen. We have a want for attention. Perfect example. The guy stepped on Rose's shoe. Why? He might think he a tough guy. But would he have done this? Would he have responded like that if his homeboys wasn't there? Probably not. Because it's
Definitely
one
not.
on one. It's one on one. You got a chance of dying now. Is the
Pardon me,
chances to
pal. I
win
seem to have
the
stepped on your
chances went
shoes.
up. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's very unfortunate, man. It's stressful being a black male under conditions of racism. And I totally understand when Rose say shit like, man, I don't want to be walking around all day with that shit on my mind. But I also understand when you hear brothers like James Baldwin say shit like, you can't be in America and be conscious and not be angry. Not be no black person. You can't be a black person in America and see and understand what the fuck is going on and not be angry about it because it affects you and you know what the fuck is being done. But anyway, in other news, there was recently a black woman charged with murdering her spouse, who I can only assume is a black male. It's very
Well, hold on. She
unfortunate.
didn't. She didn't murder him.
What you mean?
She murdered. So she hit him, but murdered the
Well,
second person that she hit.
well, hold on. Let's go to the videotape.
All right.
Actually, I can tell you, this is a sad case on so many levels. The lives of families change from one day to the next. Hamilton County's Assistant Prosecutor Dave Wood asking a judge for a high bond.
The victim's brother said her callousness and lack of consideration for other people and her willingness to do violence to someone else has now taken somebody who was so important to hundreds and hundreds of people and for no reason, absolutely no reason.
24-year-old Tavia Chapman now charged with murder, felonious assault, and child endangerment. The allegations in these courtroom documents are chilling, alleging Chapman intentionally hit the father of her child with her car in this Kroger parking lot, and also hit and killed 58-year-old Christopher Griffith, an innocent bystander.
That victim was exiting Kroger's, died from his injuries. That gentleman is depicted right here on his motorcycle, enjoying a peaceful, loving existence.
Thursday, Chapman was originally given a $20,000 bond for 4 charges, but that all changed today.
Your Honor, during yesterday's docket, the homicide detectives contacted me immediately and asked if we had set bond yet. I said that we had already set bond on the felonious assaults, and they said, well, that's unfortunate because they had just learned that a completely innocent victim that was struck by the defendant while that victim was exiting Kroger's died from his injuries.
Judge Tyrone Yates agreed with the request for.
I had to stop the video there for a second because I just wanted to point out something that white guy just said. He said that he alluded to the biker, which appeared to be a white guy, to be innocent, an innocent victim. What about the girl's husband, baby daddy, who was the intended target? Was he not an innocent victim? That's why I say I assume that he black, because I really listen to what the fuck white people saying, and that's one of the ways that they disparage us with words, and we don't even pay attention to it. But I just wanted to say that right quick. Let's finish this out. There's only a few more seconds.
For a high bond, now a $500,000 straight for the charge of murder. Tonight, she remains in the Hamilton County Justice Center.
Okay, so we do know that she charged with murder for at least one of the victims. You know, I just gave my my quick thoughts about what I was hearing the I assume is the prosecutor or some legal representative speaking. Oftentimes, you know, again, shout out to the big pimpin' homie. You know, old school Rosebud Bitter Dose. And he said it. He one of the ones who said it best. Conversation rule the nation. A lot of motherfuckers don't even think that words are important. Because, and you could tell, I could tell, just by how they're used. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers often use words just to try to make their point, even though their point it don't make no goddamn sense if you really break it down. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, Tone brought this to my attention. I don't have regular TV anymore, so I don't get the opportunity to watch the news like I used to. When I had cable, I used to wake up every morning and the TV was programmed to turn on when the news came on at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I would watch the news every day. Plus, they had a cute ass black girl on there. She kind of reminded me of my sister, but she was still cute. I'd have smashed.
Sweet home Alabama.
You shot the hell out, nigga. She just kind of had like some mannerisms. Like she seemed like tomboys, like my sister. My sister was when she was younger. But anyway, I don't know if you two guys remember, but I remember here recently, within the last 3 to 6 months, it was another similar case where guys was made some response videos in regards to it on YouTube. If I'm not mistaken, the very first time I became aware of it was floating around Instagram, where another young lady had ran over her male companion or male partner or significant other, and she had ran over him and then like backed up over him or some shit like that. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he may have expired also. And here we go again with the same type of situation going on. And before we go any further into it, what I want to point out, the very first thing I want to point out, because it's very relevant and it's very important, is that if these two women get convicted of crimes, then guys can't really complain about women, committing acts of violence against guys and not being punished for it, because we've seen it in real time that they are being punished. Do you guys remember that first case with the one young lady who ran over her significant other and then backed up over him? And Ro, you out on you on the West Coast somewhere, you know what I'm saying? The roaming gnome. It was just a young lady, if I ain't mistaken, like she had just broke up with her boyfriend and she was feeling emotional and she tried to kill herself and ended up killing 2 or 3 other people. Like she just like ran through opposing traffic. Didn't that happen right in California?
Yeah, man, right there on Slauson and La Brea, like,
Boy, all I
yeah.
gotta say is you niggas better stop lying to these women.
Hey, I was just
You
about to say
niggas
that.
better learn how to be more scrutinizing.
Yeah, I
Learn
mean,
how to learn your motherfucking bitch.
I'm
Niggas be getting married after 12 months. Don't even know this bitch is a goddamn psycho. She gonna run you over.
in my opinion, y'all tell me what y'all think. In my opinion, I'm not saying this is all cases, you know, because some people are just crazy. But in my opinion, most of the time when women get that pissed off, it's usually because they done caught the nigga doing something. You know, like a lot of times these dudes begin with these girls and they be like, you know, I'm only gonna be with you. Like that's what really piss you want to piss your woman off. Like let her know it's somebody else. That's what really make them go wild. Like most of the breakups be peaceful. Most, I'm not saying all, most be peaceful when it's just like, you know, y'all just ain't messing with each other like that. But when it's
Here,
another person involved, a lot of the times like
here,
that's when they get pissed off. That's when they get crazy. When you done told
here's
them that
the
it was only them.
here's the game. You ready? As a man, you have to be emotionally, and Patrice O'Neal said it. Patrice and Dante Nero said it. As a man, and I'm just paraphrasing, I'm putting it in my own words. As a man, you have to be emotionally intelligent enough to be able to keep this bitch sane and keep her safe from her own goddamn emotion.
Mm.
Because, in my opinion, I don't know the details that led up to any of the three particular cases that I mentioned. But one thing is glaringly obvious, and I know this about women. And Miss Misha Mack, or you could go ask any woman that you know. Usually, women respond like that. They are in a highly heightened emotional state. And that speaks to what you were saying, Ro, that not that they're justified in their behavior or response to, you know, what triggered them emotionally, but what I am saying is guys have to realize how much power they have over women. When you are in a position and you see that you're in a position that you can control this chick because you can control her emotions, because she might do some shit like this,
Mm-hmm.
or key your car up, or show up at your job, or put you on child support, or put a baby on you that ain't yours.
Yep, that woman scorned is a motherfucker, boy.
Yeah,
I
man.
expect that. I
And
expect
these
people to be that
and
crazy.
these niggas want to learn how to go. These niggas want to learn to go out here and get served up to the lionesses. Nigga, you might as well go on an African safari and put some shorts and some flip flops on and run around on the savannah and watch what happens to you. The motherfucking lionesses gonna catch you and play with you. Then they gonna eat you. That's how
Shit.
these women be doing.
Shit. I saw a tone on the episode of Cheaters, you know what I'm saying? He got chased out of a hotel with a 90.
That nigga was cheating on Wendy's with McDonald's. I love you, nigga.
Where Tone at? You still there?
That
I
nigga's on
said
timeout.
you'll never catch me on that plan. I live by rule.
Uh,
Uh,
How
yeah.
you
cheaters never
know?
win. Cheaters never win, and winners never get caught cheating.
I
That's a
know that's
lie.
right,
George
nigga.
W. Bush won. George W. Bush won the election. He cheated. What are
And
you
he,
talking
and
about?
he, and he cheated. I was there, nigga. I remember hanging Chad, nigga.
Hey, wasn't they throwing ballots in the water, all kind of shit?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, man, let me tell you
Look at him
something,
now,
man.
a national hero.
You shot out. You are shot the fuck out. Um,
Well, that was what I wanted to say about the whole thing too, about that whole point of me picking their videos, was that a lot of people don't vet who they have kids with, let alone who they having sex with, but they don't even vet who they having kids with, and then your kids get behaviors that you can't explain or don't understand because you don't understand the person you sat there and had kids with.
Facts. Not only that, not even it's not even limited to that, but a lot of folks, a lot of black folks, and I totally understand why. We have an aversion to the medical profession, and justifiably so. Um or the medical practice rather. Emphasis on the word practice. Because white people been practicing on us as far as medicine goes for as long as we've been around these motherfuckers. Um, But a lot of people have kids and they don't even know like their genetic compatibility. So you have a kid and the motherfucker come out, he might be a little
Orange and shit.
special. It might be
Radio,
special.
little radio,
A little radio.
little Bobby Boucher.
Little Cuba.
Remember the time Bobby Boucher showed up at halftime?
Oh, you shout out little Bobby Boucher. You niggas is crazy. Any goddamn way. Yeah, but that be something that motherfuckers don't. I told you, man, niggas are very serious about not being very serious. Niggas are more serious about how to get a bitch than they are about anything else.
Damn.
You can see it right here on YouTube. Niggas ain't talking. I mean, there are some of us, but it's very few. At least it's not popular to talk about because niggas ain't talking about it. Niggas come up here for what? Entertainment. Niggas spend the majority of their life trying to be entertained. And it's because entertainment keep their motherfucking mind off of serious shit. That's another reason why niggas have problems out of these women. You ain't about shit. That's why white folks don't want to listen to us. You ain't got nothing to talk about. They talking about building rockets, nigga, and going to another planet. Niggas talking about this my block. No, it ain't. Your name ain't even on the street sign, nigga.
And they don't be fighting.
Your
for
name,
nothing.
nigga, you barely make enough money to have your name on the mailbox in that neighborhood. You feel me?
And
niggas are very serious about not being very serious. But before we get out of here, I got two little more tidbits before we give our final thoughts and we wrap up for the night. The first one is from Neely Fuller Jr., animated by the homie Carlito Way, not Carlitos with an S. Carlito Way, one word, 44. You can catch him on YouTube. I need to link his information in the video description. Hip Hop Cartoons on YouTube and Carlito Way 44 on Instagram. I've been following this young man for quite some time. He has a thorough understanding of racism, and he is one of the very few counter-racist soldiers out there who willing to put in the work and spread the information. Right now, we go listen to a word from our elder, Mr. Nelly Fuller Jr.
Well, to the extent that the white supremacists has anything to do with anything that black people do, they do things that are harmful to black people. That's the answer. The prisoners of war are supposed to be harmed the way that they think. You got color in your skin, you are eligible to be dominated and mistreated. That's what you are born for. That's what they are taught. I mean, it's not even personal. It's just built into the system of government, world government, that if a person has color in his or her skin, in every area of activity, find a way, if you're white, if you're classified as white, have been, quote, unquote, fortunate enough to have been born white, part of your duties, one of your main duties, is to walk around on the face of this earth. And if you encounter, either deliberately or just incidentally, people of color, particularly people classified as black, as the non-white people, you are automatically supposed to think of a way, regardless of whatever else you're thinking about. If you are classified as white, you're supposed to automatically say, yon goes a person with color in his or her skin. Now, as a duty, as a white person, it is my duty to kind of figure out a way to get over there where that black person is and figure out a way that you can do some type of harm to that person. Period. That's the way they are taught. That's the way we all are taught. Black people are taught to treat each other that way. By whom? Directly, indirectly, through the books and all like that, and through the use of the word dark and black, and the way the word is used, that is outlined in the code book, in the word guide, and in the basic textbook. The way the word has been used, dark or black, something evil, something, that, hey, what is that? Throw rocks at it. Stop it from moving. And if you're not going to stop it from moving, watch it while it moves and see if it does anything that you can find a way to disapprove of, and then take action against it. Now, when you see yourself that way, you're seeing yourself the way that the white supremacists and most white people on this planet have been taught from birth to react at the sight of a person who has color. The darker, the more foreboding, the more Halloween, the more Walking Dead, the more ghoulish, the more grotesque that thing is. Something that brings horror, something that is a terrorist, something evil. They're taught that. So you're supposed to understand that. All right?
Claude Anderson, he recently said, it was almost a mind-blowing point. Claude Anderson said that when black people kill black people, we're actually emulating white people.
Absolutely. I mean, he's not the only one to say that. I mean, hundreds of books have been saying, I've been saying it. I mean, and black people know that. Black people get up in the morning, a lot of black teenagers all over the world now, and particularly in the Northwestern Hemisphere, it's completely self-evident. This is what all the locks on the doors are about. This is why walking down the street is dangerous. It's because we have got black people walking around all day long looking for an excuse, because we're trying to, particularly black males and a growing number of black females, looking for a way to prove that we are somebody. And the way that we do that is you do harm to another person of color. Find somebody that looks just like you and try to, hey, I'm going to get all over that thing. I'm going to kill that thing. I mean, that thing shouldn't even be here. I shouldn't be here, but I ain't got nerve to kill myself, so I kill him because he looks like me. That's a reflection of me. That reminds me of me, and I can't stand myself, so why could I stand him? And that's why we kill each other by the bushel all over the world as we're speaking right now. And we call it tribalism. We give it all kind of names. Well, you ain't a member of my gang. Yes, you are. You're all fellow prisoners, that's all. But you got prison gangs, all right? And the warden says, well, hey, let them kill each other. I mean, hey, less burden on the taxpayer. We're tired of running ambulances for these Negroes.
Deep stuff. That's Mr. Nelly Fuller Jr., ladies and gentlemen. It's a very, very heavy influence in my life. I encourage you to pick up his code book. It's not a novel. It's not a work of fiction. It's a book of suggestions on how to go about solving your individual problems when it comes to racism. But the first step is in solving a problem anywhere in the universe is acknowledging that you have one. And until you take that first step, you'll never be able to solve it. Also, you solve problems by asking questions and getting answers. Before we get out of here, because we over an hour, you guys get your final thoughts. Make sure you plug your social media so the people can follow you for some of your tidbits of game.
Shit. Regarding to to the whole topic of black people. I said it last year. I'm gonna say it again. Sometimes the best thing you could do is just be a good example. That's it. Because I like when me and you go back and forth about it, Top. It's just like it's not that I don't hear you and I don't agree with you, but it just be like shit, man. Like what can we do? Because contrary to popular belief, or you might not believe me, but shit, I really only like being around my people. You know what I'm saying? When I go out, ask anybody know me. I like to be around my people, even though they be acting funny and shit sometimes. I like to be around my people, but
I
sometimes
could
it
dig it.
it be difficult sometimes. But I don't think I'll
I
ever just be a dude that just like stop fucking with my people. That will never happen. I just understand what we into, and I just choose not to spend my life stressing about it. I'm just gonna be a positive black man and live my life and be
and
cool with black people. Just like when I'm
really,
doing my ride sharing shit. Like when I see black people, I treat them with respect, just like I treat everybody else. I don't look at black
wrong.
people like, oh, this nigga. That's only after the fact that he done this nigga me. Like if he gave me a reason, but like initially, I'm like, hey, what's going on? Like I'm giving them positive, like, yeah, you black, I fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Until they
Yeah,
like do something
I'm
to
just
make me
trying.
think otherwise.
I'm just trying. What I'm trying to accomplish, at least between me and you, is to get you to the understanding that when you get to the point with another black person, oh, this nigga, that you understand that it's not necessarily him. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like somebody put a fucked up program in him and he a computer and he not running like he's supposed to. You understand what I'm saying? Um,
Yeah, I got you. I definitely hear what you saying. Like that's why I don't really react. I don't really get angry. I just be like, God damn, like this nigga. And I say this nigga, I'll be like, this nigga lost. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, I got
I
you.
don't
Oh,
want
I
to
got you.
harm him. I don't want to
I got
harm
you.
him and that like that. You know what I'm saying? It don't be like, oh fuck, I hate these niggas. Like it's never like that. It just be like this nigga just lost and he don't even know it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Yeah, I got you. I picked up on that. I hope you didn't misunderstand. Why I was saying what I was saying. It looked like we lost Tone. There, he might join back with us shortly. If not, then you know where to catch him. Tone, you a fool on Instagram, and I don't recall if Tone has a YouTube, but if you need a ghostwriter, holla at my man. I'm pretty sure he'd make sure I get my 3%. um, yeah, I appreciate everybody for coming through, and make sure that you be courteous and respectful, and bang the like button. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm sure that Tone and Ro will appreciate it too, because when you hit the like button, you're not just hitting it for me, you're hitting it for all three of us. Los tres amigos, hombre. Um, Something I wanted to say about what you said before we get out of here is that the solution is, and this is just the conclusion that I came to, is not very different from the sentiment that you're expressing, and that is we can't look for every black person to quote unquote come together. You understand? At least not in that way. At this point, we in such a deep hole, you know, that at this point, the only way that we could quote unquote come together is through our thinking or our thought, our speech, and our behavior, which I'll use you as an example, how you consciously make the choice that, hey, I'm not going to act like this around black people. I'm not going to treat black people like this. You understand? And if I get in this kind of a situation that I'm, that doesn't seem like it's a constructive situation, then I'm going to remove myself so as not to, have conflict with other black people. Whether you realize it or not, you're actually working against racism. You understand?
Oh, for sure,
Yeah,
for
and
sure, for
and,
sure.
and that's for me. That's the conclusion I've come to at this point. Is that for us to make any progress, it's got to happen on an individual level because, you know, like flowers, people are very much like flowers. You know what I'm saying? And every flower don't grow at the same rate or with the same amount of sunlight and water. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to let people grow in their own time. Some of them will never grow. It's very unfortunate. That's what it is. But at this point, we each and it's really the responsibility, our responsibility to ourselves as a group. Each individual Black person has to consciously decide, like you did. You know, like I'll give you an example. Let's say all of the Black people in California consciously decided tomorrow morning at 9:00, we're not going to kill each other anymore. If I got beef with you, you know, if there's no other choice, then that's what it is. But if we got another choice, we gonna go our separate ways so that we don't have no conflict. If Black people just did that, oh, you have white people up in arms. You'll start seeing motherfucking lynches and shit happen. Because we ain't helping white people kill off Black people fast enough. You dig? Tone, final thoughts before you get out of here. And then I'm gonna end it with our most Blacknificent Grandcestor, Dr. Francis Cress Wilson, rest in peace. Tone, go ahead with your final thoughts and your social media.
Well, final thoughts, just basically, man, we need to start moving logically. And that's just everybody as a whole. Like, we in such this emotional state now where a lot of emotional reactions now are being like considered acceptable. And at a certain point, you like, when do you put a lid on what's acceptable? After a while, when you put emotions in, there's an excuse to do damn near everything. You know, like for instance, hitting her with a car, hitting him with a car. She believed that was okay because her feelings were hurt. And there are people out there that would justify it and just say, well, you shouldn't have fucking cheated. Hey, okay, yes, but like, is that worth him getting hit by a car? And since we become so attached to like the emotional aspect of it, but we don't, we entered into a land where almost anything goes. We just start using more logic. We realize like the error in damn near everything we do. But unfortunately, all the stuff that we taught is pretty much to be emotional at the end of the day. Even now, not being emotional now is considered toxic, masculine.
Mm-hmm. Facts. You ever notice that, or at least I did, with white guys, and you know, just look out for it the next time you get the opportunity to observe it. But you'll see a Black guy and a white guy interacting, and the Black guy would be overly emotional, all hyped up and puffed up, and I'll fuck you up, cracking, because I done it myself too. This is how I know it's true. And you see the white guy just standing there looking at you like you dumb. That's how we need to start learning how to act. Less emotional, which is basically, you know, at least in part what you're saying, Tone, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. Once again, thank you guys for showing up. I always appreciate you coming through. It's always nice to have somebody to, you know, have a conversation with, bounce different ideas off of. And, you know, it's not whether or not I'm right or you Tone is right or if any of us is wrong. It's about having a conversation. You understand what I'm saying? I think that this is constructive, and it's also a display of Black self-respect that 3 Black males could come together and have a conversation, you know, without trying to kill each other.
Nah, fuck you, nigga. Fuck this show too, nigga. Nah, man, nigga, fuck you. Oh, ass nigga,
He must have.
nigga. When I see you in the streets, I won't smoke. Fuck Tone too. I see you in the streets, I won't smoke. I'm gonna kick you in your kneecap and run, nigga, because I'm like that.
Hey, he must have put on his Don Cornelius socks and his low shades. He turned into a straight guy.
He needs his diaper shades. That's what that is.
Oh,
what? Say that again.
He said you Stewie.
You need your diaper change.
This nigga's a Stewie Griffin stunt double.
This nigga Top, he got a musket. That's why he don't want no smoke. Everybody got switches and automatic. He got a goddamn musket.
You motherfuckers are shot
Can we
the
do
fuck out,
timeouts?
man. I appreciate you guys. Again, thank all you folks for coming. Cam Bash, Miss Misha Mack, always in the motherfucking front, never in the back. We're gonna take you out here with some words from Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. Francis Cress Welsing. I don't know whether you're gonna agree or disagree, but something to think about. And until next week, peace.
Peace.
I'm saying now that whether the people are classifying themselves as white or whether they're black, anybody who refuses to talk about racism, white supremacy, hates black people. I want to go on record as saying that because racism is a spear in the hearts of black people. You see, and it is leading us to genocide. And so to refuse to talk about it, you see, or not want to talk about it, hates black people. I mean, in other words, if it's killing us and if it's destroying our future, why isn't that hate?